So for all of you, hopefully either joining me today now or joining me perhaps later, thank you for joining. So we're on episode 5 for our Oasis map for Sandustry. Currently, it's more about trying to process as quick and as much as possible is kind of the goal, since I can't really process every pixel. Not a lot I can do about that. Because yeah, we've got infinite. For those of you who might be joining for the first time, here's what it's set up for. This section and the other side both have infinite sand. We got a trash can, so this will delete, you know, whatever gets dumped into it. We've got this guy, so we got some lava, because, you know, we need some of that for processing. Down here, we've got infinite red sand. So, at the moment, this is what we got. We got this guy here turning everything into wet sand so we can sift it. So it's dumping everything up here. And then that tosses it over here. We've got it burning up here. Getting our spores, wetting the spores, growing the spores. And then finally, everything's mixed up. So yeah, that's where we're currently at. I just gotta figure out how to do it faster. Maybe this will help make it a little faster. I don't know though. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about the sound on this. It's just gonna make noise. Well, that's gonna take some time either way. So we'll just let that run. Now, how to make... I mean, this is mixing as... it's kind of mixing more than what it can handle at the moment. So maybe we can speed everything up. Get this stuff here to go a little faster, maybe? Yeah, right now that's the key, is processing quickly. I gotta get it moving. This is only so big. Maybe I should make this... Maybe I can make this bigger. Maybe that'll help. Oh, I mean, it seems to be working okay. Just... maybe that'll make it faster? Doesn't seem to be going faster. Why am I getting a bunch of bird slag? Okay, something's going wrong. I guess something bunched up enough. Not supposed to do that. Eh, well. We'll get it fixed. Go here. Yep. And then do that. Try that. Nope. Let's see if that's any faster. And it'll keep it. It won't be just dropping over the edge, so some of it will, but not all of it. So. Maybe we'll add one more. I don't know. I mean, that seems to be doing okay. It seems to be processing. I don't know. Maybe that is the faster way to do it. It'd be kind of nice if I had like a beats per minute kind of thing, measuring how much it was doing, and I could try testing out different versions. Be like, oh, this one's making more. Like I could measure the little pings on it. Be like, this one's processing and it's making so many little dings per minute or per second or something. Ooh, that would be handy. Having a thing that says how much you're processing, like measuring. So like measuring how many pixels are created every second of that, or like this one measuring how many of something is, like every tick of something, like the seed is growing, like how many seeds growing per tick maybe. Measure how much of something is dropping through the sifters and the shakers and the press and that kind of stuff. That would be handy. And then you could just measure. Like, oh, I'm making this many whatever per minute or per second of this pixel. That would be handy. I mean, if they have speed running, you know, oh, how fast can you beat the base vanilla game demo? Maybe they could add, they could do it. It'd be like its own category. How many, you know, have a specific map set up. Like, oh, how many pixels, you know, processed per second? Who can get the highest number? That'd be handy. If nothing else, it would at least get you an idea of how much your factory or your conveyor system or whatever you want to call it would be processing. That'd be handy. Yeah, no, it would be awesome. I would enjoy having something like that. I mean, it seems like even though this is kind of clogging, having little steps downwards, it's still processing pretty quick, which is handy. I feel like there has to be a more efficient way to do it. I mean, I could be wrong. It feels like there should be a more efficient way. Unfortunately, the slag, there's something about the slag that I can't do the little zigzaggy, crisscrossy launcher setup. So I just have to use them like this. I'm not entirely sure why. It's just something with the way that they move, I guess. Maybe instead of launching everything, maybe I could move the lava down. Like set it up right here. I bet I could do that. Because then, oop, wrong button. Oh, come on. Why are you not? There we go. Because then I don't have to launch everything up. It'll already be. Let's see. And then, since I don't need to worry about cycling everything, I will just have this block burnt slag. And then if anything manages to get past it, I'll deal with it later. Let's see. Do that. Let's see if I can fill this all in. Nice. How much do you think this will fill? I don't think it's going to fill it all up. I'm going to need more. Ooh, is that going to be exactly how much I need? So those 2 little pixels? Ooh, I think I'm going to need more. This might work, guys. This might just work. Let's see if or how well this works. Because it can just keep burning all the way through here. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I did it dumb. If it burns there, it's not gonna. Although if I make this solid, then I could just let the gold, any gold that comes through it end up. Ooh, but it might fill up too much gold because yeah, the gold would block the stuff from getting in. Yeah, I don't want that. Maybe that won't work too well. Oh, this should hopefully work fine. Everything will jumble around and keep it from getting too clustered together, right? Yeah, because it should move it faster than it should burn and move faster than it can pile up behind, I think. I don't know, we'll see. We'll measure it. Well, hello, John. We're still in the process of attempting to get everything more efficient. So far, so good. Not amazing, but it's not terrible either. Now I need to get rid of all this stuff. And inevitably I'm going to have a single pixel of lava, and that's going to delete any other stuff. I hate having to deal with one pixel because it takes like 2 or 3 pixels or something like that to make the lava turn into the cinder. Let's shrink that down, I guess. There we go. So if you end up with just one single pixel, inevitably it just deletes all of the snow, and it does that. So either I'm going to have to wait for it to disappear, or I don't know. It's just a pain in the butt. I don't like dealing with it if I can help it. I realized that sentence was half formed. probably have to do that. I was hoping I could just get it all to sit nicely. But I still don't know if I'm going to have enough. I don't know, we'll find out. Oh, 1 pixel? Yes. Ooh, that makes me angry. It is such a pain. I'm just gonna have to like block it in. Just block it in. And then it can just sit in purgatory. And I will just have to be angry with it. Come on. Not you. Alright. You get a timeout, Square. Ooh, I can't. Ooh. There. Now you have a timeout, Square, so sit there and think about what you could have become. The greatness that was within you that you would not allow me to bring out. All because you didn't want to change. I'm disappointed in you. You guys, on the other hand, are fine. You did a good job. And you guys, you did what you were told. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, well, so far, this seems to be working okay. Maybe I can switch this. Switch it like this. Yeah, anything that burns fast enough. Doesn't seem to be working quite as well as I was hoping. We'll just go back to the regular version. I gotta get this stuff up faster. I might have to just make this do. I mean, it works so well doing this way, but I might have to go for bulk over precision. But it seems to work so well. I wish. See, and that's what I'm saying. I wish I could figure out how much is going through at once, because then I could do little experiments and set stuff up. And be like, okay, how much is going through now versus how much is going through? Oh, good, it went away. See, you just have to show it tough love, and it'll run away from home. I wouldn't worry too much about it because I'll talk to myself anyway, so more people to talk to, that just makes it funner for you guys, because sadly I will find a way to keep myself entertained. Sometimes it's not for the good. Okay, for a second I didn't I thought this wasn't going the right direction. But it's going the right direction. We're just piling up too much, that's all. But it's not backwashing, and that's what's important. I'm losing a little bit of slag here and there, and that's okay too. Yeah, half the time when I'm at work, if I don't have yeah, if I don't have somebody to talk to, then I will often, if I'm not listening to something like audiobooks and whatnot, I will just talk to myself, and I constantly will find something funny, almost like an inside joke, and I'll just start laughing. And if there's somebody nearby, they give me these weird looks like, what is so funny? And then I usually have to explain an entire like premise or episode of something that I saw or whatnot, and it just, I don't know, it's fun. But if you don't get the references, I'll be like, oh, I'll make a reference to a Family Guy episode or something. But yeah, usually it's just some weird thing that I'm thinking of. Oh, I missed a cinder. I think that's all of them. It seems to be all of them. Oh, I missed another one. Yeah, get rid of the fire particles. Huh. I guess some of the burnt slag fell through here. Let's see if this works. That's not gonna be enough. Let's add one more. One more layer. There we go. Oop, autosave. Yeah. See, I don't know, it seems like it might be faster, but because see, it's keeping up. It's even getting empty spaces. So, oh, it makes me feel like it keeps up fine. I mean, I could be wrong, but it... See, now I'm not getting that little gap between the two. Oh, hey, Gray. Yeah, sometimes if I'm talking or if I'm thinking about something, I forget that the chat goes off. Kind of like with my phone. I'll get a text and then I'll forget about it because I'm in the middle of something, and then like 10 minutes later go, oh yeah, I got a text. there's just not enough burnt slag to be able to pump out tons of stuff. So this seems okay. It seems to grab everything fine. Space these out a little bit. There. Okay. So where are we at? Four blocks tall is currently what it's handling. I wonder if we could increase that. Let's see if I don't know, it just feels like it's clogging up too much. Oh, so recently I like mints and stuff like that, and I got Altoids, but recently I found these little mints by Mentos. So, I mean, oh man, my microphone's pushed back a little bit too. There we go. But yeah, they're really good. Just these little tiny hard mints. They're pretty tasty. But just like Altoids, when I have them, I end up just, I pop one in my... Have you guys ever eaten or had so much mint, like breath strips or mints, like Altoids, or just, like I said, in general, just mints? Have you ever had so much mint that you can feel your breath through your ears because of sinuses? Like everything is just super clean and clear, and so like you can feel cold air going through your ears and nose and everything from the because of the mint, because it's a weird sensation. But yeah, I've it's 150 mints in the like a, I don't know, it's kind of a plastic. It looks like a really big Tic Tac box. It's like 2 inches across and like 4 inches wide or something like that. I don't have a face cam, so I can't just like hold it up to the camera to show you guys, but but yeah, you eat enough mint and you get like this I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's fun. You like, if you breathe in slowly through your nose, you almost get this chilly air feeling in your ears, or at least I do. But yeah, I'm like halfway through it, and I only got it a few days ago, so I probably have like 60 mints already. just suck on it. It'll last for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, maybe. If you do those one, what is it? I think it's Listerine is the brand that does those breath strips. And if you do the like Listerine breath strips, it'll do the same thing because there's so much mint in those things. Oh, I'm still on the grabby. There we go. There. But yeah, you start out with one. You grab grab. If you really want to do it, if it will work for you, if you like mint, like you have to like mint, because otherwise it will overpower and it'll start to burn. It's strong. Mint is very strong, obviously. But the way I figured it out is I had those Listerine, those like pocket strips, whatever they're called. And I was doing, I want to say, I did one, and it sits there and dissolves on your tongue. It takes, I don't know, like 5-10 seconds. I waited for a few seconds, and then I took 2 of them, put them on my tongue. It took a little bit longer to dissolve, but they started to dissolve. And then I took like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and I went through the entire packet of, I don't know how, there's like probably 10 or 15 of those in there. I went through the entire packet of those things. And yeah, by the time I was done, if I breathe in, just long, slow breaths, just deep breaths, everything felt cold. And because your sinuses are all connected, my nose would feel it, my ears could feel it, my eyes, like my tear ducts, it felt cold. It was crazy how much everything felt cold. But yeah, so I've been having these little mints. So there's that side ramble. I just took another one. I wonder if too much mint can be bad for you. Let's see if adding another one of these can speed things up. What in the world? I don't know what that was. It just looked like there was some bug or something flew across my screen. Ooh, I don't want to do that. I almost deleted everything. Why didn't you guys tell me I was going to delete everything? And now I'm not deleting. Seems to be working. Maybe. Seems to be clogging up a bit there. Oop. Oop, stop it. Wrong button again. Is this going to cause any backlogging? Or is this working okay? Is it just taking a second to work its way through? This might be working, guys. This is probably just going to clog back up again. I mean, if it does, oh well, it's fine. Deal with it. Let's help this along. This is probably a terrible idea. It seems to be working okay. Kind of clogging up a little bit, but yeah, it's okay. It'll slowly kind of sort itself out, I suppose. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was not trying to do that. I was trying to grab wet dirt, not dry. Yeah, see, it's already starting to clog back up. Well, that's okay, though. It's just doing what it does. Ooh, look at all that slag. Good to know that this can handle quite a bit. Oops. Starting to wonder if this, I mean, it doesn't seem, I mean, it backs up, but it doesn't clog at least. I'm wondering if I do it a different way, would it still not clog, but would it back up? It's tough to know for sure. I feel like there's a better and or more efficient way to do it. I mean, just going straight across should be fine, because as long as I have enough water, it should be okay, right? Keep it right up here at the top. But we will do we'll do them right on here. Are you meaning these filters right here, the pre-filters, or are you meaning these filters down below? Because I'm assuming you're meaning these filters. And if that is what you're meaning, I can definitely try. So, yeah, these guys here, dropping them down one. Here's my main thinking, and I could be wrong on this, but here's kind of my thought process. The filters can grab up to one square above them, and so my thought is, if it's going to work or not, it's going to depend on being able to just get enough water to turn this stuff into what I need it to fast enough to avoid it clogging. Because as long as it can get the sand wet, so I'm hoping if I just do it fast enough or with enough of these, it'll not have anything left to clog up because it'll all drop down. That's kind of my thought process. If I drop these down one more below it, it won't be able to grab any wet sand that forms on the top. The main issue is if I get anything on like the last pixel up above, I wish I could zoom in, but if I get anything on like this last pixel right here, it doesn't always seem to grab, and so if it misses all of these somehow and gets to the end, it'll clog up whether I have one or whether I have two. It'll just do that. Now, maybe, I don't think it would work long term, but maybe I could put something like that where it'll try to shoot backwards. But even that doesn't necessarily do a great job. So I'm thinking if I do this, it slows it down enough that it'll tend to give me gaps that I can work with. That's kind of my thought process. Because, I don't know, I'll see if this... Because as long as I can get 90% of these to mix beforehand, then it should be okay. But if I get too much mixing too quickly, I'll run out of water. So, I mean, it's kind of weird. So I have to keep enough water to be able to get it all. If I let too much sand in, because like if this keeps up and it doesn't make it past the second or third, then I'm fine with trying to drop this down a little bit. But it's definitely a fine balance. Because if I have too much sand, eventually it'll clog. But if I can get enough sand and water, then it can drop down. But if I get too much dropping down too quickly, it might clog up this, and then my water overflows and causes hassles. But let's say I get that all good, but maybe I don't have enough launchers to handle all of the sand going up. So then I have to like it's just a tweaking, you know. I gotta tweak it a little bit here, a little bit there, and figure out which one works. But I mean, with it being fast enough to keep up, I can definitely try. We'll give this a try, see if it's going. Because if this piles up too quickly, it'll block the sand from coming down, and then I'll have the same issue I was having before. Because then, yeah, see, it starts to do that, but it gives me a lot of sand, but I gotta figure out how to process it. Because I can see as this builds, it's eventually gonna creep up and up and up and up until it hits the top, and then the stuff that's underneath, or the stuff that's above it, won't be able to filter through, and eventually it'll hit the top. So we're gonna have to give it some time, because as long as the water can drain in, so that this stays filled up without overflowing, it should be okay. And as long as this doesn't fill too much, so I said, it's all about tweakings. And unfortunately, I can't, unless I get the mod added on that gives you the adjustable speed rate for these things. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Ooh, actually, you know what might work? This might be a crazy idea. But I could. Now this might be a bad idea, guys. This might be a bad idea. Let's try this. I'll keep those there just in case. I mean, the water is going to climb up either way. You can see it making its way up. This could be a horrible idea. And if it is, I'm going to blame you guys for not telling me sooner. Fact, we'll make this also woo, I almost aimed poorly and deleted all of that. Let's see if this actually does anything or not, or if this is just a terrible idea. We'll see how quickly and how much of this it can handle. Oop, floating pixel. Ooh, starting to clog up a little bit. I wonder. What if I do this and I just have it go straight up? Like that. Ooh, do you think that would work? Does that make it any faster? Don't know if this is going to work, but we can give it a try. No, the water should be fine because the dirt or the sand will go through water. If this comes all the way up to here, maybe, but that's okay because it'll act sort of as a possibly self-regulating, because as it mixes it'll turn in. And as this goes down, it should hopefully drain out enough. So it'll sort of, like I said, it might kind of act as a self-regulating thing. But we'll see. I'll keep this here just in case. I don't want to completely destroy it if I can help it. Wrong button. Yeah, see now it's starting to go back down, and then as the new sand fills up, that's why I left this big wall here, because hopefully it'll prevent this from overflowing too much. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to work, but hopefully. We'll do this. Nope, not wet spore. I'll do wet sand. Have you guys go like so. And that'll roll it back into there instead of having it drop into here. I mean, not that it really matters, I guess. I mean, either way, it's just giving me a whole bunch of wet sand. In fact, I might even be able to make this bigger. Not only the stuff at the very end will give me a hassle. The rest of it will slide back in. Ooh. No, that won't work because I have all the water pumps here. Like I say, maybe I switch the water pumps on this side, keep some of this here, but then I can just shift this over so that it has less that it has to go through. Bring it up more, if that makes sense. Don't know how well that would work. I mean, as it stands, I'm almost over capacity on this. Ooh, what if I do this? Okay. Keep this going like so. Ooh, almost? Okay. This one? Ooh, still almost. This, oh, come on. That one. Maybe. went too far. You know, I don't know if that's going to make any difference. I mean, it's still an equal amount. Yeah. It could be that it's not moving fast enough through here. The only kind of issue is that it has to spend a little bit of time on here in order to catch the little flame particles to start the fire. So maybe what I can do, because the main issue is the gold. If I make the whole thing just spread and it's filtered, then I'll end up blocking that. Ooh, actually, all I get is the gold and slag. So what I can do is just do that. And that way it'll only allow the gold to go through. And I can just keep burning this. And any burnt slag won't get grabbed, because instead of just blocking the slag, I'm only allowing gold. Because I should only get slag and gold, unless I do something that overloads this and I get dirt somehow. But from that, I can have this just go back through. But this should filter out the wet sand. I should be able to keep the slag. Seems to be working okay. So this should, in theory, once more of this gets in and the water drains, it'll allow the the sand to start flowing again. So it'll just be like a refilling thing of wet sand. Yeah, I mean, I can, because I honestly, I don't think this is any bigger than what it was already doing. I mean, really? I mean, this is probably about the same as what it was doing before. I mean, it's probably only adding like 2 or 3 extra shakers, because if I zigzag too tightly, I have, like right here, I would lose 1 space that could be a shaker. So if I go back and forth, that's 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5 space. So that's 5 spaces that wouldn't be a shaker versus 1 space that wouldn't be a shaker. So it's not a big difference. But that's still 5 shakers worth of space that can be used. But yeah, and I've seen people who do, like if you have a handful and they do like a checkerboard pattern, where if you do something like that, you can then take, let's see, like say I take this, oh, wrong button. I do something like this. Now this isn't exact, but it'd be like you've got that one there, and then you would drop these 2, drop these 2, drop these 2. So then you would have kind of like a checkerboard, like I said. That was a poor example. Yeah. So it'd be, you'd go like that, and you go like that, and then you delete the 2 pieces. And then that way there's space for the stuff to fall in between. And yeah, you just do that back and forth, which can be fine. Setting up kind of a Plinko style like that. But for me, it's just a lot of empty spaces that could be utilized. But the advantage to something like that, where, you know, say you take this and you copy it a whole bunch. The advantage is you can do something like this in a very small setup. But see, right now, I mean, it's not processing any faster than before, but right now I'm getting all the way down to the 3rd one here. So we can try, like, do that. Oh, the one where you set it up to do like this, and then you just delete the bottom row sort of thing. That one is really good for stopping stuff getting through, but it's really slow and they don't process quickly. But yeah, so we'll bring it to here. Oop. Okay, so we'll see if... Oop. Well, it seems to be working okay. I think I'm gonna need to filter out a bit of stuff here. The pink? About the... Oh, talk about the chat window stuff. Yeah, I was really confused for a second. I was like, pink? I don't know what you mean by pink. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, that's the advantage to this one is you can fit it into thinner spaces. So you can have a whole bunch of them in one area. And then you can just add more going down. So if you're working on a factory that has lots of upwards space rather than length space, yeah, it's a good way to do that. wonder if I can have this. Maybe I'll do that. Of this, just in case this clogs. We're gonna have this thing. Ooh, but I can't do that. Oh, actually, it might be fine. We'll have it pump out. And I can pump out through here. Because it can refill there. It can refill up here. It can dump out over there. And that'll keep this going. Because I mean, this is an infinite water source, so it doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't go back on itself, I suppose. Well, let's see. Let's see if this keeps up. Obviously, it's going to do the weird thing until all the water that it was supposed to get runs out. So, I mean, it's somewhere around here. Yeah, see, like here to here is all an infinite water source. So I highly doubt I need to worry about it running out. This was just connected up here, wasn't it? So that one doesn't even really matter. At least I don't think it does. I just had this one set up because of steam issues. The flowers are doing okay. I almost want to make this bigger. Like use this whole space as a planter box. I mean, it's already doing fine with that. And if I make it too big, I'm worried it might overload. And it won't be able to keep starting fires and spreading. Because I feel like if it's too big, then I can end up with gaps where the flames can't quite reach all the way through. If that makes sense. Definitely seems to be working okay, and the wet sand isn't getting far enough down to cause issues or concerns with it not filtering through. This is doing okay keeping up. I feel like this needs to be adjusted. I could be completely wrong on this. That might be the wrong way to do it. Do it the other way. Yeah, I don't think that's the right way to do it either. Because now it's all clogging up in here. Whoop, wrong way. I feel like there's something I'm missing that would make this work. And I'm not entirely sure what it is. It could just be too many. Because I've got 4 going into 3. And it's all clogging up right here. It needs to do kind of like this without it. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop. Let's see, if I do that, then the stuff coming up here will all shoot back that direction. And I don't want it to do that. Maybe what I need to do is have it do that instead. So maybe if I do Now this is probably going to be a terrible idea, guys. And if it is, tell me now, even though I'm already doing it. Let's see if this works. Or, like I said, is this also a bad idea? Because that'll go into there. Which can then go into there. That's 1, 2 going into there. And then that's 3, 1, 2 going into there. And then 1, 2 going into there. And then 1, 2 going into there. Will this work? Maybe. I need at least one gap for these to go up without hitting these guys. Because I can have these going like so, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So kind of like that. I think that's what I've got. I think I might do it this way. And then that way, each thing almost hit the wrong button and deleted all of that. I cannot for the life of me hit the correct buttons. There, is that working now? Okay. I mean, it seems to clog up a little bit, but I don't know, it seems to be working. What do you guys think? Do you think this is working okay? Or is it clogging up too much? Because that could just be because I have too many of these. Might be better for these to fall back down. Huh. Well, that's going to keep it from not shooting out the back. So that seems to be working okay. As in our infinite water source is doing fine. There we go. Start draining that water. Let more sand in. I mean, this one seems to be going okay. I don't know why I just picked that again. Yeah, it seems to be okay over here. I'll be concerned if that trash can can't keep up. It's just gonna use all of this water up to turn it into wet sand on its own. Can definitely tell I've got a lot of pixels on the screen because it is going slower. There. Okay. I'll just have this guy, we'll just tell him to block cinders. Nah, it's not any faster. I mean, this does still seem to be working okay. Ooh, how did I get you? Okay. So the only issue with the slag is that sometimes it doesn't process, and because I found those, what, like 2 pixels? Yeah, I think 2 pixels. Those guys are up there. Other than that, it seems to be okay. Yeah, because see, it's too far up there, so it can't reach it. So then it'll have to push it downwards. And that seems to work. going steady. This seems to be going steady. I wonder if having so many launchers is what's slowing me down. So if I got too many launchers, each time... Oh man, big yawn. Each time they trigger, all these launchers are doing their calculations. I wonder if having too many launchers is going to have an issue for me. I mean, I should be fine, but who knows? Let's make sure I'm not dumping all of my irrigated water out. Still got that little chunk of lava there. See, the other lava went away because it didn't have enough pixels. Part of me wants to watch to make sure that this big mountain of wet sand is going away, because I want it to be processing fast enough. But on the other hand, I don't want it to go away, because that means that it's sort of in a state of equilibrium where it's processing just fast enough to keep up, but not so fast that I'm going to run out of stuff and then it's going to be really slow feeling. I mean, this little intersection angle, whatever, seems to be working okay. Do seem to have more of the wet spores than I did last time. So that's, I mean, that's a positive, right? And this seems to be keeping up okay. I'm not sure how much more I personally can figure out to make this even more efficient. There might be ways. Might have a way to get either like more sand processed, or I don't know, better distribution of resources to get it to filter stuff faster. Maybe I'll get that type of stuff figured out, but at the moment I don't think there's a whole lot more than I can do to be more, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I might have to just pick a new map. When I do, though, it'll be for next week. I don't suppose any of you guys watched any of the older videos I did for Sandustry, but I mentioned and I brought up there's a sand, I think it's called Clean Your Island. It was sand related, so I figured I'd post it and let people see, but they had a demo of it and the full game just came out. It's an incremental style game. You're on this, not tiny, but you're on like a smaller island, like a little tiny personal island, and you pick up trash, you sell the trash to get rid of it, and you use the money to buy better upgrades and versions of equipment and whatnot, and you have to eat food to get your energy back, and then you clean up the island, so you get all the stuff out of the sand. And they just released the full version of it, so I kind of want to play that. But that also requires money. And even though it's like $20, $25, oh, it's still money. Right now I've been playing Abiotic Factor. That's the one. I've been doing that one because my days off are Sunday, Monday, so the 2 days that I can kind of stay up late and stream and talk to you guys and hopefully give you something fun to listen to and watch. Yes, it is on Steam. You could probably find it in other places, I would imagine. And it's a pretty new release. Like I said, I did a play on the demo. It was only like, I think that was when I was doing videos and not streams. And so the video is, I think, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Because I sped up a few parts. You can play the demo. You can play the entire demo in like 2 hours. But yeah, it was a fun game. It was interesting. I want to say it's called Clean Your Island. It has like a picture of a dog on it and like on an island. I don't know. It's pretty. It would be easy enough to find. Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing Sandustries tonight, right now. And then tomorrow night, I have been playing and doing Abiotic Factor. And I enjoy that game. It's pretty fun. It is part crafting survival, part Half-Life, because you're a scientist or whatnot in a facility trying to get out. And then a little bit either inspiration or kind of part SCP Foundation, where there's just weird things that happen or stuff that is they're trying to contain it and whatnot. And so it's kind of a mix of a few different games that are enjoyable and that I liked. And so yeah, I've been playing that one. So if you want to see it, you guys are welcome to join me tomorrow night, same time, and I'll be playing Abiotic Factor. Restore your... Yes. That's what it's called. I just was thinking clean because you clean it. But yeah, it's pretty fun. You have like a little grabber. You grab the trash and you throw it away. And if you enjoy kind of an incremental game, yeah, check out the demo, obviously, because the demo is free. Or you can watch the video. I don't remember when I did it. It was probably like, oh, when was it? Like 6 months ago? It was a while ago. So, but yeah, I don't know, it's a fun game, and I want to try it, but I have to make sure I can budget and be able to afford it. And I've seen a bunch of people, because the way YouTube likes to do recommended and whatnot based on algorithm stuff, if you've watched this person before, or you've watched this game before, or you've searched this term before, because of stuff like that, I have had, I want to say 5 different people that I've watched do Let's Plays of stuff or streams or whatnot have played that game recently, like Orbital Potato or Cub. I forget what his full YouTube name is, but I've also seen guys like Fisk play it. I think Olaf has played it. I can't remember, but I've seen a couple of those guys play it. And usually they play things like horror games and stuff. So to watch them play, it's like, oh, this is interesting. But I don't want to spoil it all because I don't want to ruin the game in case I buy it. And there have been like 2 or 3 games that I've done that with. But I have a long way to go on Abiotic Factor before I finish. I mean, I know for sure I still have at least 2 more tiers of the hacking tool that I need to get before I can get some areas. And that's just one tool. So I'm pretty sure there's like 5 or 6 more places I need to go in the game in order to either beat the game or whatnot. And I've already got... I'm obviously not speedrunning, but I've played it before, and I've already got 40 plus hours into that game. So it's a long game, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be playing it a while. I think I'm on episode 13 of my playthrough stream with it. So if you like any of those style of games, like the old Half-Life games, or if you enjoy games sort of crafting survival-esque like Minecraft or 7 Days to Die, you know, those sorts of games where you have a crafting system and whatnot. It's not an intense, complicated crafting system, but it does have one. And if you like that, you should definitely come join me tomorrow. I make some weird noises, kind of interesting. I wonder if somebody could make this into like a tune or like a beat for some weird song. You'd probably have to slow it down a whole bunch if you wanted to turn it into anything even remotely close to sounding decent. This poor little corner section keeps kind of clogging up. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this all seems to be working out pretty good. I don't know what more goal-wise I could do. I said I was aiming more for efficiency, and it seems to be doing pretty good at that. So I think this might be the last episode for this map. So, and it's getting to about the point that I am going to need to go to bed. Because it is now past midnight for me. And normally, because of work, I'd be getting up at like 4:30 in the morning. But I don't have to work tomorrow. But I'm still tired from being up. Been sipping on some Dr. Pepper most of the night. Ooh. So yeah, I might have to call it here for the night. Now that we've kind of finished the map pretty much. Oh, I messed this up. There. I fixed it. But I don't want to leave you guys. You guys are awesome. But I have to. I know I do. I should. I have to. Look at all this space that I don't even use. Okay. Well, if you have enjoyed if you've had fun tonight, I am happy. So if you want, you are welcome to do all the fun stuffs like subscribes and the notifications and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you guys can join me tomorrow for some Abiotic Factor, or next week we can play some more Sandustry. We'll pick a new map. I'll probably toss up a poll or something and see if there's a map that you guys recommend or feel like would play next. I'll have to go through and pick a couple. There's a few now. Definitely should subscribe. Right now the goal is to hit 1,000, since that's kind of the next milestone or whatnot. And after 1,000, we'll go for 1,000,000. Set a high goal. So, until next time, have fun. And have a good night. And all that. Or morning. Because I know some of you guys are in the morning. Oh, I don't want to leave. Okay, bye.